Welcome back to Survive and Thrive. This is Nathan Hurd, Chief Growth Officer at the Oxford Club. You know, most working adults look to a day when they might, quote, retire, the so-called golden years. And that doesn't necessarily mean no work at all, depending on how much you enjoy your work. But I think most of us imagine the ability of not having to work any more than we want to, of finally having total control over our time, life's most precious commodity. Now, I've witnessed many people attempt to retire unsuccessfully for various reasons, even if they could, or those who wanted to retire but couldn't. And many people who just stress out about retirement before, during, and after the process unfolded. My own parents, who are in the midst of that process now, have done a really nice job in addressing the aspects of a happy, healthy retirement, which many people don't, but I'll lay out here today. I'm going to share with you the 5 main categories that, depending on whether or not you use them, will lead to either a wonderful experience through and during retirement, or an experience that may not be wonderful at all. Even if you're already retired, this episode is for you. So number 1, this is the most obvious and most commonly thought about, is financial freedom. After all, unless you have your finances in order, you may not be able to retire when you want or at all. Or your retirement might not be as free and fulfilling as you imagine. When it comes to money, there are a few things you can do to bring clarity to how much you'll need and how far off you are. Then you can plan accordingly. In addition, there's a very helpful retirement readiness calculator on wealthyretirement.com. I dropped a link right below this video so you can check it out when you have a second. If you don't know your numbers, your financial numbers, cold, this exercise will bring you clarity, and clarity is power. So first, know your spend. Know how much you're going to spend. How often will you need a new car, for example? Do you have any major home projects or appliances, your HVAC system, that will need to be replaced? How much will you spend each month on food, gas, bills, insurance, mortgage, or rent? Consider factors that, while uncertain, will almost certainly affect your savings, and budget for them. Things like inflation, stock market fluctuations, the increase in out-of-pocket health care. Plan for the possibility of long-term care, even if you don't end up needing it, and insurance. And plan to use patience. Many people have an expectation about globetrotting and spending freely. But once you go from active income to passive income, you may feel differently about how much you want to spend. You likely will. By expecting to be prudent in your spending so that it lasts over a long time, your expectations will match what's likely to occur. Number 2, take a serious interest in understanding your physical health. Even if you've never been especially health conscious, that's okay. Start now. Specifically, start building a routine around 3 things: diet, exercise, and sleep. One that helps you feel your best and that you can enjoy and which produces results, most importantly. My father started reading about diet as he got closer to retirement. He began eating a lot more vegetables, fruit, legumes, and other unprocessed, whole food, plant-based items. He learned to cook differently. He's made long walks a habit and has started to enjoy podcasts and audiobooks. And as a result, he's improved his cholesterol significantly and his overall health. Getting control of your health builds confidence and clarity. Number 3, your time and attention. How would you like to spend your time? Are there hobbies you'd like to enjoy? Particularly creative hobbies that will fulfill you, and ideally including a few that don't cost that much. If you don't have any or many hobbies, start experimenting today. Do you want to volunteer? Do you want to join an investment club, a sports league, a book club? My father has a poker group with a bunch of friends he's done for years. Many of them are now retired and live in different places, but they've adopted a virtual poker group where they can talk to one another and play online. This goes on for hours each week. My mother is a knitter and has a similar social group which meets regularly. Look, you're not going to globetrot most of the time, so what will you do in that time? Number 4, consider your identity. Were you a workaholic, an active parent? How will retirement change the way you view your roles in life? And which roles would you like to adopt? This is a big one. Write down the roles that you'd like to devote your life energy to, whether you're already retired or planning. What role will you play in your family life, in your community? Will you still want to work in any capacity that fulfills you? And if so, how? Bring clarity to an identity that will excite you. And this will help a great deal. And number 5, social connections. If you don't have a strong friend group near you currently, you can change that. Start by making a list of all the people you know directly or indirectly. Then pick 5 to 10 that you'd love to invite into your life more. Tell them that you pulled everyone in your contact list and they were at the very top of the list of people you'd like to connect with more. All right, to recap, the 5 pillars which will help you remove the uncertainties around retirement and create a plan to thoroughly enjoy it, whether you're retired already or not, are number 1, know your financial numbers. Build in expectations for inflation, market fluctuations, healthcare, long-term care, etc., and plan to be prudent. If you're not yet retired, expect to feel differently about spending when you go from active income to passive. Number 2, know your health inside and out. Build a plan that you enjoy and makes you feel your best, including diet, exercise, and sleep. Number 3, your time. Find a new and creative hobby that you enjoy and would love to dedicate more attention to. Number 4, your identity. Which roles do you want to adopt or enjoy in retirement? If you bring clarity about how your roles will change and begin associating your identity with them now, your retirement will be far more purposeful. And number 5, your social network. Relationships are so important, and loneliness is often cited as an issue for retirees. Who will you stay connected with? If you need to expand your social network, make a list and don't be shy. Reach out to people. All right, lastly, what steps have you taken? What factors cause you stress? I'd love to hear what you think about this topic and what you've done already in your own life. So please shoot me a message and let me know by clicking below and sending me a note. And until next time, this has been Survive and Thrive. Thank you.